Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. Today we have to talk about Bill C-11, aka the Online Streaming Act here in Canada, which you may or may not have heard of. What it does and what it will do, if it eventually passes, will allow the Canadian government to control what people say and see online by controlling algorithms and controlling the search engine. Now, the other day, the Liberal Party shut down debate so the bill could clear Commons easily, and now will be sent to Senate for its final stage before becoming law. Very shortly after this was announced, Pierre Poilievre went immediately to his Instagram right off the cuff after hearing the news that there will be no debate over the bill and just goes off. Here, take a listen to this.
Everyone, Pierre Poilievre here. There's just an emergency here in Parliament Hill. The Liberals have just announced that they're shutting down debate. They're censoring debate on their censorship bill. We just got the notice right now. As you know, they've been trying to censor the internet in what Canadian artist Margaret Atwood has called creeping totalitarianism. So give Trudeau's woke bureaucrats over at the CRTC the power to control what you see and say on the internet. I'm just rushing into the House of Commons lobby right now. Conservatives are the only party fighting back. But as you can see, this closure is now being brought right before us right now. You see right here. Online Streaming Act. They're bringing in what's called closure, which shuts down debate and rams the bill through in record time. Only Conservatives are fighting back against this censorship bill.
Now that clip is 5 days old, and since then Pierre Poilievre has been in the House of Commons mercilessly defending the ideas of democracy and freedom of speech, which I wish we didn't even have to get to this point. It's sad that we have to get to this point where they're literally debating the bases of democracy and free speech. It's disappointing because here in Canada, free speech is not as embedded in our culture as it is in the States. So it's a lot easier for it to be diminished, and it already has been under this government. What the bill specifically states, and I'm taking this from Wikipedia's definition, it adds undertakings that conduct broadcasting over the internet to the regulatory scope of the CRTC, which would give the CRTC the power to regulate almost every audiovisual content distributed via online platforms. It's broad enough that it can manipulate search engine results, it can manipulate algorithms on social media. Just to give some more detail on what this bill actually will do. Now, what the government's reasoning for enacting this bill is rich. An executive for the Writers Guild of Canada stated that Canadians deserve the ability to see their own stories, culture, and points of view included in their content options. That's what Bill C-11 is ultimately about, which is just ridiculous when you think about it. This is a bill proposed, and remind you, a bill proposed by the Liberal Party of Canada. Justin Trudeau once said, "There is no core identity, no mainstream in Canada." This is the party that does not care about preserving Canadian culture or the culture that already existed in Canada. This government imports hundreds of thousands of immigrants every year, which will fundamentally change the existing culture in Canada. And they don't care. They're progressives, for Christ's sake. They don't care about preserving the old culture. That's not why they proposed this bill. That reasoning to preserve Canadian culture, which this party has never cared about, is an excuse to veil their true motive, which is extend their ability to control the internet to protect the Liberal Party and its regime. It may be hard to imagine now, but what this bill can actually do is it can control the social media algorithms. Say there's a scandal going around about Justin Trudeau. This bill will allow the CRTC to hide certain content or promote certain content that it wants to. It can change the narratives around any topic in Canada from now on. First, they had the CBC and almost every mainstream media platform doing it for them, and now they will be able to control it beyond that across most of the internet. After this bill is passed, they're going to make it harder for people critical of the Trudeau government to gain traction in social media or spread their message. And I'm sorry for every NDP supporter who's going to hear this, but your leader, Jagmeet Singh, is a pussy. Because keep in mind, the Liberal Party has a minority government, so this bill could not even have passed if the NDP had decided to vote against it. But hey, I guess Jagmeet didn't want to go against his buddy Justin. If he wanted to form a coalition with the Liberal Party and buckle the knee and concede on every single bill, every single thing the Liberal Party wants to do, why doesn't he just dissolve his party? Think about it. Why does the NDP even exist nowadays? It used to stand for something. Well, it was borderline socialism when it started, but it used to differentiate itself from the Liberal Party. Nowadays, they change up their message slightly from the Liberal Party every election cycle, and after the election's over, they form a coalition and they align on every single topic, and then they do it again every next election cycle just to get a few more seats. The Liberal Party is actually a really great thing going on. If you don't like the Liberal Party and you want to find an alternative, you can just vote for the NDP. But the thing is, if you're not educated enough on the matter, you wouldn't know that the NDP supports the Liberal Party in every single thing they do. The Liberal Party has a minority government, which means they should not be able to ram through every bill they want like they can right now. Jagmeet Singh should have grown some balls earlier than this point and tried to stop this bill. But hey, maybe I'm giving him too much credit. Maybe he's just like Justin Trudeau and doesn't actually care for the people who voted for him. I know personally NDP supporters, and it's just so disappointing because you hear them talk about they agree with most people in hating Justin Trudeau, but they'll still go out and vote for his pal Jagmeet, who will vote in line with every single thing the Liberal Party does. And it's just frustrating because that's where it seems like the youth is headed today, towards supporting the NDP and Jagmeet Singh. Now, I went on a bit of a tangent there, but let's reel ourselves back in and wrap this up. And I just want to say that if you've been sold that this bill is an issue, if you agree that Bill C-11 is an issue, start talking about it more. Start spreading clips about Pierre Poilievre or whoever you support who opposes this bill. Share it on social media. Just get the conversation going, man, because I don't see there's some resistance to it, but not enough. I go online, there's just not enough resistance to what's happening right now, and it really needs to start picking up steam. And if you made it to the end of the video, thank you for watching. First video in a while, appreciate it. Till next time.